Hello and welcome back to Toy Thursday with Johnny Tiger on this dreaded day. Yes, it's May the 4th, 2023. And I don't even have a figure to show you guys for opening today because, as some of you know, I sold off my entire Star Wars collection at the beginning of this year to raise money to get medication for my cat Tiger. However, my beautiful, intelligent girlfriend Kitten suggested that I open the show with Aslan, and Aslan just happened to be sitting here very patiently by my foot, so you guys get a good view of the cat. Happy, happy Star Wars Day on the day when I have no Star Wars to show you guys. Now, that does not mean necessarily that we are not going to look at an action figure today. The show must go on, and luckily, I do have a few tricks up my sleeves. And today we're going to look at a figure of a character that, in forms and execution, was very much uh, influenced by Star Wars. I mean, I have no proof that her design was actually influenced by Star Wars. But if we take a look at everything she offers and what she is, you can see that uh, you can come to your own conclusion that this character is probably taken uh, from a Star Wars uh, galaxy or universe. Today we're going to be looking at a action figure of a character from Princess of Power, She-Ra, and this character's name is Huntara, or Huntara. Okay, anyway, I don't know how to pronounce that crap. Huntara. It's spelled Huntara, so we'll call her Huntara, and we'll take a look at this character who was released back in, I believe, it was 2015. Now, back then, you have to subscribe to Mattel's uh, 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 Masters of the Universe club, and pay a subscription, and then they send you figures when they come out and all that nonsense. Like, why do people make buying action figures this convoluted and ridiculously complicated? It's pointless. Okay, I want to buy a figure. You have the figure. Put it on the shelf. Put it on your website. I buy the figure, you get my money. And that should be the end of the story, okay? None of this subscription and membership and all this nonsense. That's just too much for action figures. Uh, anyway, let's look at Huntara from Princess of Power, aka She-Ra. Now, like most of the characters in Masters of the Universe and Princess of Power, they were toys first before they put them in the show. So, this is to say, most of these characters did not have a very well thought out background or biography. They were just there to sell the toys. Hantara was just like that. Okay, she was a one-off, one episode enemy of She-Ra. Um, and she has some kind of a little bit of a rudimentary bio, but there's really not much to her. Lucky because I do have to go to bed today, so I don't have the time for a very drawn out bio. Hailing from the planet called Sarlacc, uh, Hantara is a Sarlaccian or Sarlaccian, however you pronounce that. So uh, her people are said to be the best warrior, best tracker, best trapper in the entire universe, and they live their life uh, looking for evil to vanquish. They're like bounty hunters, but they only hunt evil. And in the episode, oh yeah, spoiler ahead, just in case you haven't seen it. Although honestly, personally, I recommend you not see it. Most of those filmation episodes were so horrible, awful, god awful. Like voice acting was god awful. How did I know? Because to get to know this character, I forced myself to watch that episode, and I cringed in the entire episode from beginning to end. So yeah, I to spare you the pain, I'm going to spoil it for you. Okay? So Hordak, which was the bad guy in Princess of Power, uh, the Hordak and his minions were really frustrated that they were not able to defeat Shira. So Hordak decided that he was going to hire a bigger gun to come in to deal with Shira. So he reached out to a Sarlaxian bounty hunter, which was our girl here, Huntara, and he made up this whole falsified charges and stories and fake hologram to show Huntara how Shira and her people were hijacking supplies and destroying people's villages and stuff like that to get her really thinking that Shira was an evil person. So Huntara, like any hot-blooded, purple-skinned, good Salaxian hunter, uh, bought the story and rushed off with her high-tech spaceship and her super cool weapons to track down Shira so she could capture her. Yeah, like those kids cartoon were really weird, right? Like, they never say destroy or kill or vanquish or slay. They want to capture people and defeat people. Yeah. Anyway, it's a kids show. We have to cut it some slack there. Although I really think like these cartoons can take a page out of anime and manga and Asian influenced cartoons where bad guys are going to kill good guys and good guys are going to hurt bad guys. That's just the way it is. No, none of this. I'm going to capture her and then I don't know what I'm going to do with her afterward. I just want to capture her nonsense. So anyway, rant. That's my little bit of a rant about the stupid filmation episode. Um, so Hantara rushed off to confront Shira, and to get Shira to come fight her, she kidnapped uh, one of Shira's friends and wrote Shira a note like, "If you want to see your friend again, you gotta come fight me in single battle." Why don't you just attack her? Like, come on. Why do you kidnap her friend and then get her to come fight you? That's Anyway, so Shira, being the great heroine, rushed off to confront Hantara and tried to explain to her, "No, I'm not evil. Hordak is lying to you." And Hantara, of course, is like, "No, don't lie to me. I know you're lying to me. I'm going to capture you." Yeah, so they fought, and Shira kicked Hantara's butt, and then both of them ended up getting captured by Hordak, and then they ended up being allies and fought Hordak and the Horde uh, together and defeated them. But of course, because it's a kids' cartoon, they didn't kill anybody. They just defeated them and ran away, so they could come back and cause more trouble tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, horrible, horrible, horrible show. So that's pretty much as we know about Hantara. She's a Sarlaxian, whatever they are. She spent her life tracking down and fighting evil people. Uh, but she doesn't seem to be very bright because she got tricked by Hordak so easily to go fight Shira. And also, she has one of the most god awful voices. I didn't say the most god awful voices because honestly, most of the voices in that show on that show was god awful. just yeah, just like listen to the voices for Scorpia and Catra. I mean, and Hordak himself, like the voices. Come on, people, at least make a show and don't make the voices sound retarded. Okay, I hate using that word. I'm not talking about badly about like any uh, people with mental deficiency or anything. But when something sounds retarded, it's bloody retarded. Okay, when you have character voices that I don't even think children would enjoy those character voices. And Hantara's voice was horrible. Like she sounded like one of those people that had a voice modulation device implanted in their throat because of some accident they suffered, or like a throat cancer survivor that have to get those voice box implanted. She sounded like that. She had this "I am going to defeat you" kind of, yeah, yeah, like she smoked 50 cigars before she recorded her voice that day. And that is our first clue. Actually, at least that was my first clue that this character was influenced by Star Wars because as soon as I heard Hantara's voice, I was thinking Boba Fett. Yeah, like right there is a voice for Boba Fett in Star Wars, and then the whole we Sarlaxians, we are the best warriors and we can track anyone down and fight them and stuff like that. Yeah, that is basically the Mandalorians from Star Wars. Except Mandalorians didn't care about good or evil. They just would hunt down anyone that they wanted. So Sarlaxian would hunt evil people, but they have this warrior mentality and high tech approach that basically made them Shira or Masters of the Universe version of Mandalorians. So those are the two initial clues: her voice and the description for her people. There was another part of her character that's heavily influenced by Star Wars. Like that's just totally ripping Star Wars off that we'll get to a little bit later. Lucky for us, or lucky for me, that as silly as the show was, and as silly as the whole concept of Hantara and her people were, and as silly as the character was portrayed in the show, this is one heck of a good looking character. Like, this was a character that, even though I wasn't into Princess of Power, even though I wasn't really into Masters of the Universe, I instantly wanted this action figure because I knew she would look super cool, blending in with my other more sci-fi space themed uh, displays. And she's got this really cool looking white hair that's done up in a mohawk and then run back into this long trailing ponytail, and then her head is shaved on the side with dark purple tattoos on her skull. This is one punk looking lady. Comparing to most of other females in the Masters of the Universe and Princess of Power, Hantara is quite exposed. She's wearing pretty little and showing off a very powerful and sleek physique. She got strong, muscular thighs, and her the middle of her body, her midriff, is bare, and her outfit consists of segmented armor on her shoulder and a segmented plate on her tiny little like mini skirt, and then she got bracelet on her arm and she got pretty cool looking boots. Most of her outfit is like gold, black, and blue, I believe, and her skin is this interesting light purple color. This is a purple lady in a cool, skimpy gold, black, and blue outfit. Really, really cool. Unfortunately, since she was made in around 2015, that was when Mattel was just not very good at making articulated figures. Yeah, the joints are there, but these joints are god awful looking when you bend her arms and her legs. Like these huge uh, break in her sculpt just look really bad. I mean, this was what Mattel was creating. Lucky for us, they finally learned how to make proper articulation now, so the figure they create now look a lot better. But yeah, look at this girl. Uh, she's got like these huge gaps in her knees and elbow when you bend them. And when you turn her body at the waist, she got this god awful huge misalignment in her torso. Yeah, not good. Also, there's no torso crunch of any kind. So, yeah, for what's supposed to be one of the best warriors in the galaxy, Huntara really is not that nimble. Like she can't get into any really dynamic poses, uh, or anything. Uh, I mean, yeah, like I said, it was like 2015, 2014, so I guess it's excusable, but still, I mean, if you ever had a chance to check out some of the stuff that were made by Sota and Toy Biz in the early 2000s, you'd know that this was sad because this kind of articulation was sad. Um, However, with my gripe with her articulation or lack of aside, I would say she's really good looking character and very sturdy feeling uh, action figure. Like this is an action figure that you can pick up and play around with, and you don't really have to worry about her breaking. At least I hope not. Um, and yeah, she generally feels very solid in the hand. You have to be careful of those shoulder armor because they do stick out and they are immobile. So if you mess around with her arm too much, those things may fall off. But uh, as long as you watch out for those and her ponytail, I guess, then I don't see anyone really breaking her. I mean, you would really have to give it a good hard try to break this one. So there's that. She makes a very sturdy toy. I did mention that there's a third element about this character that really shows that she was influenced by Star Wars, and now I'm going to show you her weapons. Yeah, this lady got lightsabers. Not one, she got two lightsabers. Yeah, I know. On the show, they were called stun swords, which sounds a lot less cool than lightsabers. But if you look at these things, they got gold hilt and translucent yellow blades, like energy blades. And on the show, they even make lightsaber noises. So yes, like stun sword might behind. These are lightsabers. And honestly, the whole idea of stun sword and she being a hunter that would only fight evil people, that's not really cool. Like uh, in my own head, because it's my action figure, I can make up a story however I want. Uh, in my own universe, Huntara would be more like a Sage Ventress from Star Wars. You know, a bad evil lady with a bad attitude but super cool martial arts move and abilities, and with two lightsabers that can cut people in half, and uh, she got the white hair and tattoos and muscular physique. Yeah, that's how you make Hantara cool. Not none of this stun swords and knock people out and then capture them and only fight evil people nonsense. That's not cool. That's juvenile. These lightsabers, stun swords, fit perfectly in her hand. You do have to be careful with these. They are very skinny and easily breakable if you put too much pressure on them. They can also be holstered on her back. Before we finish today's video, let's line her up with some other action figures for some size comparison. Huntara stand, I think she's close to 7 inches tall. Maybe not quite, but very close. You can see that here I have her standing next to Frosta, who is also from the Princess of Power line, and Frosta was released earlier this year. So she's much newer, but they definitely stand together fine. They're very close in scale. Maybe Frosta is like a smidget taller, but she is the queen of snow and ice, so that's okay. She's supposed to be more imposing, I guess. And here is Hantara standing next to Jitsu, who's also from Masters of the Universe and released about half a year ago. And Jitsu is like pretty big, and he definitely is not like towering over her or anything. Again, kind of like Frosta. I don't think he's taller. If he is, it's like half a centimeter or something. And here is Frosta standing to our favorite measuring standard, Captain America. And I'm not sure if she's taller, but they look like they're like about the same height. And here we have a battle of lightsabers between Huntara and the Green Lantern made by McFarlane Toys. I know, neither of them is using actual lightsabers, but hey, they have all energy swords and very similarly in concept. Um, I hope you guys had a good Star Wars day. May the Force be with you. And I'm sorry I didn't have any actual Star Wars guys to show you guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Tomorrow I have a very long day, so I can't guarantee that we'll get to a Fitness Friday, but I will try my best. If I don't see you guys tomorrow, I'll see you guys Saturday. For now, have a good night, and may the Force be with you.